I'm Naomi Rose, your personal sexpert and relationship coach. And today, because it is almost Christmas, I want to take a moment to talk to you about being naughty and nice. When we hear the word naughty, a lot of times we think about I think about Christmas, but I love Christmas, hence the Christmas sweater. When I hear the word naughty, I think about Christmas, and I think about like the naughty list and the nice list. I also think about sex. Here's the first way. Okay, naughty is the opposite of nice, right? So if there was a spectrum, like this would be nice over here, and this would be naughty over here, and they're opposites. And naughty, a synonym for naughty in this case is essentially like bad, right? Bad or mean. Because nice is like being good. So the other way that I think about the word naughty and the way that we tend to define naughty in our society is in terms of sex. And if we think about naughty on a spectrum in terms of sex, if this side is naughty, then the other side is something like appropriate, right? Appropriate versus naughty, and nice versus naughty. So here's the thing. In this context, naughty means something different, but it's really easy for us to consciously and subconsciously make a connection between things that are naughty sexually and things that are inherently mean or bad. So if we think about a sexual act and we think, where does that fit on the spectrum of like appropriate or vanilla to naughty? Like let's take anything, maybe like having many sexual partners, right? If we put that on the naughty side, maybe it falls here. It's really easy to, in our heads, also think of that same thing as falling somewhere here, like bad. But in reality, these two graphs, these two spectrums have nothing to do with each other. This is just a word that has two different meanings. So I would like to introduce a better graph that I think is a shift we can make, and it looks something like this. It's got this spectrum. Over here it's got appropriate. Over here it's got sexually naughty, right? And then this spectrum, going the other way, has nice and good. And down here, we've got mean and bad. So when we put something on the spectrum from like vanilla-ish or appropriate to naughty, that doesn't determine where it falls on the good to bad spectrum. And separating our moral standing from our sexuality is super empowering. So when we think about something like having many sexual partners, maybe we do feel that that's pretty naughty and that falls somewhere over here. But as long as we're being open and ethical and honest with those partners, I would put it somewhere over here. And the reality is that most sex acts that we often associate with being bad actually fall somewhere in this amazing open category. This category is also really nice, this one. So I introduced this graph to you so that you can separate the idea of naughty sexually from naughty in terms of being bad or wrong. And if we can start to focus on staying above this line in terms of being good and kind and ethical, which has nothing to do with where we fall on this line, that's a really empowering shift that we can make away from feeling shame and misplaced guilt about certain sexual behavior. So I hope that makes sense to y'all, and maybe that shift will apply to your life as you think about being naughty or nice this Christmas. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.